I'm Bree the plant lady.
And I'm Aiden.
And today we are, well, I thought we had more mulch. We are going to mulch this fence line that we got planted last week. Now, we did not record the planting process because I wasn't feeling great and we sort of did it very impulsively, but it looks awesome. I'm really excited about it. And we only got half done, so we'll be able to show you the other half once we get it cleaned up. We have a lot of terrible invasive plants growing over here that I'm going to unfortunately have to do some spraying for before we can get this section planted. But let me turn the camera around and give you an up-close view of the planted part and the unplanted part. All right, well, let me start here. This is the section that we had Snell come and stump grind and clear, and they did a great job on all that, but there is some stuff coming back that is really problematic. So pretty specifically, I think I'm probably most weary of is the smilax, and that's because the smilax actually has a huge tuber in the ground, and well, that's actually Virginia creeper here. But the smilax, yeah, it's from experience, it's a bear to deal with. And so unfortunately, I think to really get this navigated, I'm gonna have to treat this with brush killer. And I don't like spraying, period. But I want to get this planted and be able to sustainably manage it. And therefore, I think I don't really have a choice. You can see it's solid through here. And yeah, I don't think I have the digging capacity to deal with it. I've got tons of sweet gums and stuff. I think these we will be able to pull out, or partially pull out. Thankfully over here, a lot of this we're just gonna be able to pull. We're not gonna have to spray. I'm gonna do some trimming on these wax myrtles and crepe myrtles that have crazy branches. Again, this stuff is all herbaceous, pretty easy to remove, but you can see a lot of smilax. That's my biggest concern. We also have stiltgrass, microstegium, establishing in here, which is quite concerning. I do not want to have that on the property. And through here, you know, we've got like trumpet vine, which again is also a woody. It's pretty difficult to dig out. So it's gonna sort of take this in small bits. And then the plan is that we're gonna put out the level mix, just kind of top dress with some sand mixed with compost. And then we're actually using the cardboard along the fence, just because that's not our property. And I just want to keep it weed free and clean. And I also don't want to plant right up against the fence since it's not my land. So just trying to be a better neighbor. So as I get it cleared, I'm going to keep laying out the cardboard. And in theory, that'll help prevent some of the weeds from establishing. Since we aren't going to get it planted, we will mulch over the cardboard so you won't see it. But this section, I did hand weed. And now we do have some problem plants in here. Like there's, you know, English ivy popping up, which again is not ideal. You can see it over there. But I hand weeded this whole front section last week and got it planted really densely. And this is what we're gonna go ahead and start mulching now. We put down veggie mix soil cube here, so it made it really easy to put all the landscape plugs into. And you know, you can see we focused on native shade loving plants, so different ferns, polemonium, heuchera. We did get some non-native shrubs planted as well, like this chamaecyparis, just because I had it. But you can see really nice dense ground plane coverage. I didn't mix too many different plants into each section. I kind of did each section differently. So here you can see the Dryopteris and the heuchera with front planting of Phlox divaricata. And over here, we've got some Ethereums, which aren't native, and Cherokee, Carex cherokeensis. And I really should have labeled everything, but I mentioned I was really quite sick from my food allergy when I did this, and this wasn't really thinking straight. I was just trying to get something accomplished. And I'm really quite pleased with how it looks. Now you can see I had planted these rhododendron before the fence went in. They're a little bit closer, but that's okay. You know, this border gets kind of narrow here around the corner. Over here, we've got lots of Tiarella, more Carex, maidenhair ferns. And then I moved all that white top sedge from the south-facing foundation border back here, where I think it'll be able to establish pretty easily. And once we get the trailer emptied from mulch, well, then we're gonna get gravel. I'm pretty stoked about gravel. Are you stoked about gravel? It'll be nice to get that section done, and then this whole border here graveled to be like we did here through the woodland area. And it's really great. The woodland paths are holding up well, not that we've had any rain. It's very dry, but everything in the woodland that we've done so far is looking great. All the stuff that we planted last year is well established. I'm really pleased to see everything without us watering, really without us doing much of anything. We haven't done any work back here, mostly because there's so much poison ivy, I'm petrified to walk in. So yeah, I haven't dealt with the poison ivy, unfortunately. And it's basically a solid ground cover. All that green that you see back there, that's all poison ivy. But what we did get planted last summer is really looking great. I mean, look at how big this magnolia is. I have never been able to get Magnolia macrophylla established on this property, but down here in the woods is where it's definitely supposed to be. So I'm really excited to make progress along that fence line. And I think, at least for right now, that's where my focus is going to be. I would like to deal with this poison ivy, but I think I might have to wait until it's cooler out and I'm wearing pants and long sleeves and I'm covered up, because I'm really allergic. And it's no fun. It's no fun to be covered in poison ivy. I've done it my whole life and I'd like to prevent it. But so now we're just gonna take a few minutes to get rid of the mulch that we have so that we can then pick up some gravel and continue the process, because we're gonna need a lot more mulch as we make progress getting the rest of that bed done, and then really taking on this untamed side, which in the long haul is gonna be great. And we have all these plants staged and waiting to go. This is what will be going into that fence line bed. So, you know, the sooner I can get it cleared, the faster it'll be that we don't have to water these plants here. We'll be instead watering them in the ground. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and get this trailer emptied so that we can continue to make progress.